very spiritual. So we do, I read cards, like tarot cards, angel cards, stuff like that.
Millions of people consult these cards to make life decisions. Today's guest used them to find out if her online relationship is authentic.
All these things kept coming up, like the pictures on the cards, you can see them. Like one was like a scary looking man, and another one was like a guy on a knight in shining armor, kind of like that. She told me later on that the old looking man was my husband, and the guy on the horse was Tommy.
She's been sending thousands of dollars worth of Steam cards to this man claiming to be Tommy. Two have never met in person or talked over the phone. Yet, after doing a reading with her friend using the tarot cards, she is convinced he is real. Let's hop into this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, Catfished. My name is Christine. My house is a reality show. Just my house, my family. Total reality show. The theme song would be Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, because my house is crazy. I like to go to the beach. I like to read books. I have 2 teenagers in my house who keep me very active, so we cook a lot. I also have 2 giant dogs. I've been married for 32 years. I've been with my husband. I've never strayed from him. I've never looked at another man. When we first got together, it was great. I was 21. We got married like a year later, and everything was fine. We started having kids. For about 13 years, he was a police officer, and then his hand started shaking, so he couldn't qualify. He had to stop working, and ever since then, he's declined. He has MS, and he's had it forever. He never went to a doctor about it. He went like once, and that was it. He never took care of it. I think that's where the seizures come from. But I mean, it's not even that. It's just the meanness, the cruelness. That's what kills me. I don't deserve that. I have 6 kids. I don't deserve that. Like, I had 6 kids with this man, 3 older, 3 younger, and like I've been a good wife. He still doesn't want like me to be going out with anybody or having fun in any kind of way or looking at another man. Oh, God forbid. God forbid. One day he just went nuts on me in the kitchen and he just told me these awful things. I can't even say what he said because it still kills me. Because I told my girlfriend, I said, this is what he said to me. And she's like, oh no, you have to go on the dating site. And I did. And like immediately, like 1 or 2 days later, I connected with someone. I was sitting down to have my coffee. It was the morning. And he reached out to me. My girlfriend Lauren was over, the person who actually pushed me to go on there. It was like very vague. He said he wanted to get to know me better. I'm like, I'm gonna message him back. He sounds cool. And I messaged him back, and it like took off from then. His name is Tommy Depp. He's 5'8", I think, 5'9". No, maybe 5'10". I've seen him in t-shirts, khakis. I've seen him in fatigues. I've seen him without a shirt on. He has blue eyes. He's bald. He's a hottie. I mean, he keeps in good shape. I put him in the same category as my husband. He's 55. He has 2 kids that are currently with his parents. His wife died 5 years ago. And he's a really nice person. Like, you can tell, he's a really great, genuine person. Like, he wants me to be my best, and he's just a sweetheart. He really is. He told me he was in the military, and I'm like, what do you mean you're in the military? He's like, I'm in the military, and I have to know why, what, when, and how. That's me. I have to know everything. He's an Army sergeant, so he's got like a team like that he's in charge of. He's not in the U.S. military. He's in the British military. Like, everything about him is totally military.
Tommy claimed he was deployed in North Korea, stationed at Camp Humphreys. He told Christine that he planned on coming home once his contract was over so they could meet face to face.
I have a nickname for him. I call him Tom Tom. Like, what is that? The Indian? What are the Tom Toms that the Indians carry? Like a weapon? I made that up for him in the very beginning. He was calling me my queen, and I hated that because I had heard some things about that. So I tell him, don't call me queen anymore. But then some stuff, like, a scammer can't know. Like this, I question him like deep. Again, he's British. Asked him what types of British food he likes, what kind of American food he likes. I asked him where they keep the crown jewels, because my mother was Scottish, so I know all these answers. Where they keep the crown jewels, like he knew that. I asked him who the head, the very head of the army, the British Army was, and it's King Charles. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Prince Charles. Him, like he knew all these questions, and I don't think a scammer would. I asked him what town he was in, like what was the name of the town he was in. It was immediate. It wasn't like, he Googled it and then he put it on there. It was immediate. I asked him for like his pictures, like immediately, like I do this, Tommy. This is what I want you to do. I want you to hold one hand up, one finger up, and or do something. And he's done everything, and it's always been within seconds. And this is why I'm so conflicted. Actual first picture I got of him, I demanded it. Like I'm like, no, I want this picture. I want this picture. You gotta send it to me. And he looked so mean in the picture. Like he looked like really, really mean. I still have that on my phone. Like, that thing in the middle of your forehead, when it crinkles, when you get mad, it's like that. That's what he looks like. I believe he's real, but then things he does, it's just total scary him. I don't get it. I know it's annoying to him, but it was the last thing that I wanted from him. I wanted to hear his voice, because I've never heard his voice. So I'm like, send me a voice clip or a video or something. He's like, I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. Yeah, look at me. I went on for over a day. I told him, I said, if you don't give me this clip, I'm walking away. And I was serious. Because, I've been talking to him for, 5 months, and I have not heard his voice yet. Yeah, I want to hear your voice, dude. Like, hello. I think I'm an empath. Like, I feel what other people feel. And I do that. I've been doing this since I was, like a little kid. Like, you can just tell, when someone's a good person. Like, you get that vibe. If you meet someone and, like, they're a really bad person, you know it. I mean, I know it. But he's a good person. I know he is. He's kind. He's reliable. He's a good dad. He's very nice to me. He's sweet. And I'm not used to that. I'm very spiritual. So we do, I read cards, stuff like that. Like tarot cards, angel cards, stuff like that. That's not too traditional, but that's what I do. It's why my friend Jess read the cards. All these things kept coming up. Like, the pictures on the cards, you can see them. Like, one was like a scary looking man, and another one was like a guy on a knight in shining armor, kind of like that. She told me later on that the old looking man was my husband, and the guy on the horse was Tommy. It said that I've been through a lot, but like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I was gonna, find happiness. It even said I would remarry, and I've always said I would not remarry. She saw a house, like in my future, like another house, not this house I'm in now, but like a different house. She was just saying that it was going to get better. Like there was light at the end of the tunnel, finally. And it wasn't going to be my husband.
After chatting for a few months and doing a tarot card reading on Tommy, Christine was set on this man being her Prince Charming. She would do anything to meet this man in person, and this is when the request for money started.
Tommy's son is 12. He sent me a photo of him. He's a very good-looking boy. He looks like his dad. He's got brown hair. I saw a couple of pictures of him. He was always smiling. He looks like a good kid. I mean, if you want to hear from Tommy, he has 2 kids. They're very good kids. The first time he asked me for money, he asked me for a Steam card. My kids, my boys, they do PlayStation, but I've never heard of Steam. He asked me for a Steam card for his son. He had told me at one point he couldn't access his money, his pay. How much you want me to send? He's like, well, I usually send like $200. I'm like, I'm not fucking sending $200. You kidding me? I'm not sending you $200. And so he's like, all right, send what you can. So I sent him $50. And then it started being a weekly thing. I buy these Steam cards in the store. Instead of buying 2, I have to buy 3 because I have to hit the $50 mark. I bring them home. I make sure I have the receipt for each one of them. And I snap the back of the card.
Okay, Seekers, we had some work to do. Brianne and I hopped on a phone call with Christine to go through her messages and gather more information on Tommy.
I told him to put one of his fingers up. He did send me a picture of him working on like an army tank.
She even had this email that explained why he didn't have access to his accounts.
And then you just have a picture of it.
Yeah. Okay. Because that was when he was leaving.
But this wasn't enough to even begin running searches on this man. Tommy claimed he was British. If we could get him on the phone, we could hear his accent.
So we want a picture of his son. We want a photo of his daughter.
With his kids, I don't know if it's because
He says his wife died and they're staying with his parents. He's very protective.
An address of where he's stationed.
He gave me the town.
Okay, what's the name of the town?
It gives a P, like Pionchek or something like that. I gotta look it up.
Why look things up? Why not just ask him?
I did ask him, but I looked it up and then I asked him.
You should not be talking to this guy every single day unless you have talked to him on the phone at least once, right?
I'm not the type of person that would fall for this. I'm not. I'm not stupid. I'm extremely street smart. I'm not stupid, and I know what the answer is.
As of today, do you love him?
I do. I absolutely do. And I think it's crazy. I've never seen him. I've never been with him. But I swear to God, I do. I love him more than I love my husband. So, and I have 6 kids with my husband.
So we're gonna work on getting a phone call with him, right?
But what if he don't call?
He's gonna call. He has to call.
It's gonna be like 3 a.m. here. So that's 12 by you.
With men, you have to give us no options. No options. Call me or it's done. Tell him.
Christine had planned to leave her husband to be with Tommy without even talking to him over the phone. We pushed her to demand a phone call from him the next day. While we waited, we pulled in Christine's friend Jess to do another tarot card reading. This is her friend that originally ran the reading on Tommy and sent Christine down the path of belief of this man being real.
How did you get into reading?
I grew up around the corner from the library. I just really read a lot of books as a kid. Kind of like a gift I just feel like I always had. It's basically energy.
Drew needs to hear it. Drew, you need to tell Drew straight.
Okay.
This is spooky.
I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything though. If I see something, I'm going to tell you.
So who's gonna go first?
Drew. I'm just having a little bit of fight dedicated to you, spirit guides, dedicated to spirit. My spirit guides, nature, for Drew. What does he need to know? In perfect love and trust. This one is you, Drew. Curious, very curious person. So you're a true seeker. You're a Taurus, which is your earth sign, which is actually very down to earth, very logical. Spirit, can you give us some parts for Brienne? And can you please give us the explanation for her? 20 is the world. Like, you basically have, like, the world at your feet. Like, the world is your oyster. I'm just a very busy, busy person.
Brienne does all the research.
You're extremely busy.
I think we should run another reading on Tommy.
All right, so St. Jude, Christine, my good friends, spirit guides, please give us more information on Tommy. Does he really love Christine? Is he really coming? Is he hiding? That's what we want to know. Do you connect to Gemini? Tommy's Gemini. This one is Knight of Swords. Sometimes the knights can be players as well. He is talking to different women, possibly. To me, it's something with child that's an issue.
I gotta ask you something. Okay, so every show that I've watched, there's always been a negative outcome. Like, do you ever get positive outcomes?
I think there was about 1% to 2%.
Oh.
It's very rare.
Very, very, very.
I mean, I'll find out Friday, but I don't know.
What's up with this phone call though?
It's opening now. I'll find out and get back to me.
Okay.
If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We appreciate you so much.
So if I knew that he was real and I was gonna, meet him, whatever, I would feel absolutely amazing. Okay, it's Cloud 9. It's a long distance relationship. You don't know the person. You're on the internet. How do you have feelings for this person? I used to always question that. I want to know he's real. That's the answer that I want. I can't sleep at night. It's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, don't want to start crying. I hate that.
A few hours later, I checked in with Christine. She received a strange phone call from an unknown number.
Okay. I don't know who this is.
That's probably him.
No, it's not.
Answer it.
No, because it was a different number, and I don't want to.
Just answer it.
Hello, Christian.
Who's this?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm totally done.
Christine was able to pick up the Nigerian accent right away. Tommy claimed he was British, and he sounded nothing like it.
Fucking over it. This is bullshit. You don't even need to do any more work, because I know.
We just wanted to hop in and talk to you, just make sure you're doing okay with what happened.
I'm fine. I kind of shocked, but we're gonna do. That's why I called you guys, right?
Yeah.
I've been up since yesterday. I have not slept.
We looked at the emails you sent over to us for Tommy. I believe you sent us 2 emails, also the phone number. We found that the 2 emails were actually brand new. They're newly created emails, so there isn't any information or personal information linked.
I sent you over a link from our FU Gift Cards website. For people that don't know, we use the site to track the location of these scammers and to help people like yourself get some clarity. So Tommy clicked on the link and we got 7 clicks. All 7 of them were from Lagos, Nigeria.
No matter what, like, I harassed the shit out of this person. You know, one day I would be, okay, you are, you're not, you are, you're not. Like, I went back and forth constantly. I can show you texts that going back to July.
Lastly, it was time to reveal to Christine who the real man in these images was.
His images are on hundreds of dating sites under several different names. His images have been stolen for years.
His name's Brian. He is in the British Army. He's an academic services officer. You know, there's always 2 victims in each romance scam. It's the person's photos and persona that's being stolen. And then it's also people like you that fall for the romance part of it.
As soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, oh, no.
What made you look past the fundamentals of getting to know this person? So when I buy a car, right, I kick the wheels, I check the brakes on the car, the fluid, I take it for a test drive.
Ignored all the red flags, but I did check him out plenty of time. Cause, like, I'm new to this. Me and my husband are newly separated, you know? It just happens at a time that I'm not stupid. I'm street smart. I'm not the type of person that would fall for this.
That's why when we first even had a first conversation with you, I was like, hey, this lady, just all she needs to do is just hear him speak. The first thing that I wanted to do for you was get him on the phone. A lot of these romance scams stem from victims who don't ask questions. No matter how far-fetched the scammer's stories are, the victim has their eyes on the dream of some handsome man or beautiful woman waiting for them at the end of all of these obstacles for them to meet with this person face to face. We've seen this in many cases in the past. These scammers look for vulnerable people who are going through a tough time in a marriage, widowed, or just lonely and need someone to talk to.
What do you think this Tommy guy was offering you that you weren't getting from your husband?
He was offering me everything I wanted. It's like he looked into my brain. He was saying he was coming out in December. We were gonna buy a house. Like, you know, I basically wouldn't have to work anymore. All this shit, and I just fell for it. Just so stupid.
Just be careful with what you're doing on the internet and who you're talking to, because not everybody has good intentions.
Oh God, you think I'm gonna go on the internet now? Like, I'll be on YouTube and that's it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget, all of our new videos go out every single Wednesday. If you or someone else you know want to know about the person that they're communicating with online, don't forget to hit our email at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. And if you want to watch any more of our episodes, you can click one of these 2 videos.